Welcome to another Kids First Education Math in a Minute video. Today we're going to focus on 4 NBT1, Understanding Place Value. Let's start out with a quick review of place value. We know that when we're looking at place value, we always start to the digit to the right. Does anyone know what place the 9 is in? Correct, it's in the ones place. Does anyone know what place is directly to the left of the ones place? Correct, it's the tens. And we know that next to the tens is the hundreds place. Then we move over to the 7. Does anyone know what place the 7 is in? Exactly, the thousands place. To the left of the thousands place is the 10,000s. And then finally the 5 is in the 100,000s. Can anyone correctly read this number? Exactly. We read this number 537,629. 4 NBT1 is a 4th grade standard, and it asks that students recognize that in a multi-digit whole number, a digit in one place represents 10 times what it represents in its place to the right. An example would be the tens place is 10 times the ones place. The hundreds place is 10 times the tens place. And if we continued, we would say the thousands is 10 times the hundreds place. Let's look at a few examples. Multiplying by multiples of 10. Let's start out with multiplying 1 times 1. We all know that that is 1. But if we took that 1 and multiplied it by 10, we get 10. Let's look at the value of the 1 in these two numbers. The value of the 1 in 10 is 110. The value in the 1 is 1 in the ones place. So we could say that the value of the 1 in 10 is 10 times what it is in the ones place. If we took 10 and multiplied it by 10, we get 100. The value of the 1 in the 100 is 100 or 100s. The value of the 1 in 10 is 110s. So we see that it increases by a multiple of 10 or a factor of 10 each time. Let's multiply 100 by 10. We get 1,000. Now notice that we are not just adding zeros, but we're increasing by a factor of 10 each time. 1,000 times 10 is 10,000. And 10,000 times 10 is 100,000. Let's look at something besides a 1. Let's look at 6. 6 times 1 is 6. We say that 6 times 10 is 60. 60 times 10 is 600. Does anyone want to guess? 600 times 10 would be 6,000. 6,000 times 10 is 60,000. And finally, 60,000 times 10 is 600,000. So again, note that we're not just adding zeros, but we are increasing by a factor of 10. The value of the 7 in the following numbers, if you notice, that it is increasing by a factor of 10 each time. Let's look at an example problem. Tom wrote a 6-digit number that only has 1 8 in it. Elliot also wrote a 6-digit number. The 8 in Tom's number is worth 10 times as much as the 8 in Elliot's number. What is a number that Tom could have written? Well, the only two things we know about Tom's number. It's a 6-digit number, and it has 1 8 in it. So I think Tom wrote 675,892. Could this number be what Tom wrote? Yes, because it is a 6-digit number and it only has 1 8. What's the value of the 8 in Tom's number? Correct, 8 hundreds. So now let's look at Elliot's number. We know that Elliot wrote a number that is a 6-digit number, and the value of the 8 in Tom's number is 10 times as much as the 8 in Elliot's number. So we already said that Tom's number, the 8 was worth 8 hundreds. So we would know that Elliot's number only has 1 8 in it, And since Tom's number has the 8 in the hundreds place, Elliot's number has to have the 8 in what place? Correct, the tens place, because we know that the hundreds place is 10 times as much as the tens place. So Elliot could have written 743,289. Notice that the 8 is in the tens place, and the value of that is 8 tens. Thanks for joining us. This has been another Kids First Math in a Minute video. For more information or more Math in a Minute videos, visit our website at kidsfirst.llc.